Welcome, my friends, to the trifecta of joy. I am so thrilled to have Sara Nakamura with us today. You know, at different times in life, we find ourselves under really quite incredible stress. And Sara Nakamura is a stress expert. She's a well-being consultant, author, board-certified therapeutic massage and bodywork therapist, and I'm going to say it again, a stress expert. She makes stress solutions simple. So she is here today. Sara, thank you for joining us, my friend.
Oh my goodness, Tanya, it is so amazing to be here. I'm so thrilled to have this discussion with you today. Oh,
Okay. So we have to talk about this because you wrote a book called Stressed Out and Don't Know What to Do. 2-minute techniques to stress less when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and burned out. Now, first of all, like there are so many things. 2-minute techniques. Why 2-minute techniques?
I created 2-minute techniques because we're so busy these days and we don't have time to have big, long, drawn out solutions to stress. See, I've been a massage therapist for almost 20 years. And when I'm finished with the massage and I have them in a really great space,
Yeah, we all love that space.
they get up off of the table and then they go, Sara, what else can I do at home, or how can I maintain this? And I only have 2 minutes to tell them how to maintain it, how to get over their stress, how to do things at home. And so I have to be really quick with those solutions. So it lasts, they'll actually want to do it, and they'll feel better.
And they'll feel better. You know, I can honestly say these are the conversations that I have with my massage therapist. And it's true, you know, you get off that table and you're like, okay, I can do this, right? I can do this. And then you walk out of the office and the real world starts to hit you, right? And so, you know, I wonder how, like you say that this can help you when you're feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and burnt out. And I think there are a lot of people who are kind of looking around going, oh no, is that me? Because we're all afraid to admit that sometimes that's where we're at, because you know there's that fear. So when that's happening and you have a client who's like, here's the thing, what do you tell me? Let's talk about some of these 2-minute techniques. What kind of techniques are we talking about? Give me an example.
So basically, what I can help my clients do, whether they're in person, on a Zoom, or we're just on a phone call, I help people with their anxiousness all the way to creating a Zen Zone for them. So we're A to Z stress solutions, right? So one of the things that I love to share with people is the Zen Zone, because we're always, in this stress space and we don't know what to do. And sometimes you don't have time to just sit there and breathe. Breathing is excellent when you can do it. Fantastic. I have some really great breathing techniques, very, very simple. But what a Zen Zone is either a physical place or a place that you can create in your mind. And so let's walk through that real quick, if you're okay with that. Is that okay?
I would love to. You're taking me to a Zen Zone. Let's do that. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Okay, Sara, take me there. Do I close my eyes? What do I need to do? Sorry, why don't I just listen?
Okay, sounds good. So let me tell you the story behind it real quick. Is when I used to be a restaurant manager, I was in hospitality for over 20 years. And when I was a front of the house manager, my chef used to get so irate sometimes. And so we would tell him to go take a walk in the cooler. And if you know anything about restaurant coolers, the freezer shuts behind you. You can't hear anything inside. You can't hear anything outside. So we have him go inside of that cooler and we're like, just chef, cool off, right? And so what
Literally chilled the fuck out. Sorry.
Right. So what I thought about was, how do we create a Zen Zone anywhere, anytime, any place? So what I suggest is, if you're going to have a physical space, guess where you do it? Where is the place where you can get your alone time for approximately 2 minutes?
Oh, that's my favorite place to meditate, sister. I know. Is it where you might put your bare butt cheeks on a toilet seat?
Certainly can be. So I definitely suggest that your physical location for your Zen zone is the bathroom. Absolutely. Because you know what? You can create a space, a physical space where you can shut the door. So you can literally shut people out, and then you can mentally shut people out. Okay. So you have approximately 1 to 2 minutes before people start suspecting you're doing something else,
Right.
where you can just take a breath and breathe. Right. So what I suggest is you put both feet firmly on the ground. You sit up nice and straight, because that's how you want to go anyway, right?
Right.
And so when you take that nice deep breath in, you hold it at the top and you count to 4. And then you let it out and you count to 4. And you hold it. And then you again take a nice deep breath in. Hold it for 4. And out for 4. And just that physical difference and being aware of your breath changes your physiology.
Let's do it one more time because it feels so damn good.
Doesn't it feel nice? And even when you close your eyes, you can feel it even more intensely. Nice deep breath in and hold and just gently let it out. So you're relieving yourself in many different ways, but you're relieving the stress anxiety that's going on that you're holding in your body. Okay. And when you do that, and you create this barrier in this space, what I suggest is also get a little diffuser, get a nice little nightlight that has different colors to it. Then that way you're getting different stimulation. So you're getting the olfactory stimulation as well as the physical stimulation to help you to calm down. So translate that to once you do that a few times, even if you're not actually using the pot, right?
Yeah.
Pat that down a few times, you create this space. And then you have this understanding that this is where I can create my Zen. Now I'll translate that to you're in the middle of traffic and you're late and you're just driving and you're going, oh my goodness, I'm just in this really overwhelmed space.
Right.
Take that nice deep breath in, and this time you keep your eyes open because you're driving, but you can mentally go back to that nice, tranquil, easy, calm space. And that's the Zen zone.
And that's the Zen zone. Oh, I love it. I love it. And the nice thing that you're really pointing out is that the Zen zone can be anywhere. It can be used anywhere. And I love the idea, actually, as you're talking about like lights in the bathroom and stuff, I'm thinking, actually, I could see like putting a nice nightlight in there and shutting the lights off and just hanging out in the dark for a little bit with a nice light and just breathing.
Right.
And
And you can just do that for just a few minutes. And you know what I do is I actually have a bamboo plant that one of my good friends gave me for my wedding gift. And so I take that little bamboo plant and I look at it, and that just brings me to another place also.
I love it. Yeah, grounding, being intentional in where your attention is, right? And that's the other thing. I mean, when we're being intentional about where our attention is, the truth is that for a lot of people lately, they're on their phones when they're on the toilet. It's an opportunity instead to actually breathe and be with yourself. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly. Yep, that's exactly it. And so also that's another thing that we have is a 2-minute technique to allow you to disconnect from your electronics. And we really dive into how long have you been on it each day? And then we ask you to take a little bit of a break. You don't have to take a big one, but just a little bit of a break, and then see how your eyesight improves, see how less dry your eyes are, and you start feeling better too.
Right. And it really is about being able to take it again beyond the massage therapy experience. So this is really like what I hear is that you realize that people need something beyond their massage, because let's face it, like when people are overwhelmed, one of the things that we do for self-care, right, is, and we do this, like there are some of those hard-hitting ones that we all know, which are like take a bubble bath, go for a walk, get a massage. Those are kind of the top 3 ones. And so we do those things, and And with our hour in the bliss of that one-on-one and that incredible massage therapy experience, it's beautiful. And now you're offering a way for people to take that Zen out beyond the actual walls of your massage therapy clinic.
Absolutely. And I've worked with so many people over the years that it used to be they got massages because they felt like being pampered. They wanted to be in luxury, like you said, a little bit of that bubble bath, a little bit of, just that relaxation. But nowadays it's shifted. So many of my clients need the stress relief. They have so much tension in their body. They have so much tension in their minds, as well as through their entire life. So now massages are necessary for them. So I wanted to create something to where they don't have to lay down for an hour a day or a week, because most people can't afford or don't have the time to spend on the massage table every single day, which that would be wonderful. However, I wanted to bring these techniques to everybody because everybody deserves it.
And that's the beautiful thing about your book, is it gives people those techniques in their hands, in their lives. And it doesn't mean they have to book a session with the massage therapist, and can have some things to carry them through between. Now, okay, what's the story about your book? Is it out yet?
It comes out December 7th. So I am so thrilled, because December 7th is a really important day in my family's history and the history of Hawaii. I don't know if you know, but in the United States, we have Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah.
You probably know a lot about it, but being from Canada, I may not know the history as much. But Pearl Harbor Day was unfortunately the day that Pearl Harbor in Hawaii was bombed by the Japanese. And unfortunately, that is the day that my great-grandfather was reporting to work and doing his civil duty, and unfortunately got killed in the line of fire. And so it was a very tragic day for our family. And it's a great remembrance, though, of how we can live our life to the fullest. Because just recently, I got a really huge gift from my uncle. My uncle is 92 years old now, 92 years old. And so he was 10 years old when the bombing of Pearl Harbor happened. And he gave me and us, my family, my parents were there, and my spouse, my aunt, they were all there to witness this beautiful yet tragic story of how this 10-year-old was so innocent during that time. They were walking home from church, and they told him to go play in the backyard, and then his father left to go report for duty and never came home. But what happened was my uncle had to grow up really quickly. But his mind is so sharp, he could tell us exactly what went on when they went under martial law, when they got rationed when their food, and this went on for a few years. And as tragic as that is, as restrictive as that is, he still has a great outlook on life because he came out of it on the other side. And that's what he shared with us. And what a wonderful gift to be able to launch my book on December 7th.
Oh, that is just so beautiful. Oh, that is just such an incredible story. And, like we all do go through those hard times. We go through challenge, we go through fear, we move through difficulty. And the story of your uncle, like that's we can't imagine that experience. Mm-hmm. And yet he's moved through it with such a positive outlook on life. And to be able to launch your book on that day in remembrance and legacy of the experience of moving through the hard stuff, it's perfect with a book about stressing less. As a stress expert, you are so incredible. But I have a question. So you've got the 2-minute techniques book, which is very exciting. And I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I've got it marked in my calendar, December 7th, and it will be available on Amazon. Is that right?
That's correct. You'll be able to buy it on the digital version as well as the paperback.
Now, okay, hang on a second. Hang on. We are on Zoom. So when we put this video up, have you got the book in your hands? Can I see it?
Ooh, and here it is.
Oh, stressed out and don't know what to do. Oh, it's so awesome. It is so awesome, Sara. It must feel so good to hold it in your hands.
It does. It feels fantastic just to thumb through the book and to really feel what it's like to see my words on paper and just know that it's going to help so many people like you that are out there just stressing, and you don't know what the first step is. And see, what happens is we only take in 120 bits of information. So all the stimulus that's around us, internally, externally, what we see, hear, think, feel, we don't process a lot. So the great thing about the book is that some of the chapters are just a page long, some of the exercises, well, they're 2 minutes, but you'll be able to revisit any of these techniques and exercises anytime you need or want to, because some will resonate for you now and some will resonate at another time when you need it. But you'll have this arsenal of these tools in your tool belt anytime you need. And the great thing too is that it's so simple that you're going to be able to teach your loved ones. So gift a copy of the paperback version to a loved one. Lots of people are stressing out, and this is a great way to get through the holidays and a good guide to get you through the new year.
Oh, yeah. Through the new year. Absolutely. What a beautiful gift, actually, because who doesn't have a family member that's stressed out? Reality is that when we have people that we love and we see them under stress, we want to help. And so being able to give a gift like this is a way of saying, I love you and I want things to be easier for you and I don't want to create more work for you. So this is 2-minute techniques. Like this is a way that you can do it in bite-sized pieces for yourself. Right?
Absolutely. And I also encourage people to pick up the book for yourself. And then when you also get it for somebody else, if you want to, go through it together. Figure out what your needs and wants are. Figure out how to support one another, because you already know, like, and trust the people in your life. Let them help you and support them. And I'll be your guide.
I love it. I love it. Oh, and you'll be our guide. We don't have to go to the clinic and have our 2-minute technique thrown at us as we're on our way out the door, right? Oh, that's so awesome. I love it. Okay, so
Exactly.
this is the 2-minute techniques are great. The book is exciting and I cannot wait to get my own copy and order some for some of the people that I love. And my other question is though, do you offer anything else?
Absolutely. So the 2-minute techniques are just a great way for you to win your day. And once you get some more wins in your life, because who doesn't need more wins? You
Right.
get that under control a little bit in different areas of your life, because we really focus on the 6 areas of your life, right? So whether it be emotional, your career, your finances, your relationship, your health, or your spirituality, get those 2-minute techniques. And then what we do is we dive deeper into some deeper work. So we offer a course where you can stay with us for 12 weeks. We do it in a group setting where you get, again, support by your peers, support by your loved ones. You let me, as well as my StressXpert partner, Rachel, she helps as well, to really walk through at a deeper level each areas of your life, so you can start finding where it's really coming from, because stress just doesn't appear, right? We get into this stress cycle. And what the stress cycle is it's either an internal trigger or an external trigger. So an internal trigger is maybe it's a negative self-talk. Maybe it's something that happened in your childhood. An external trigger is somebody says something to you. You get cut off on the freeway. Somebody has been wearing at you for years. Any of those are external triggers. So wherever the stress comes from, it affects your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and it shows up in your body. And the unfortunate thing is stress isn't a linear, it's not linear, or it's not a circle. It affects your physicality. So that could show up in, tension in your body, which I see a lot. That can show up in feelings. Maybe it's worry, anger. It can show up in your thoughts. Maybe I can't do it. I'm not enough. Or it can show up in your actions. Maybe you're a little bit snippy, a little bit, short with the people that you love. So it's like a game of pinball, right? If you're the ball, and it's going around back and forth, and all you're trying to do is hit those little flappers enough to kind of stay afloat, and you're bouncing off different things, and it's just bing, 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 bing. So that's what the stress cycle is.
This is awesome. This is awesome. We are learning so much about working through our stress cycles. Yes, and it's part of the human experience. Unquestionably, it's part of the human experience. So now we're headed into the holidays. So this is what I really would invite you to do. I want to invite you to give our readers, that's funny, to give our readers of your book and then listeners of the podcast. See, I'm already thinking about your book so much. I'm excited for it. As people are moving into the holidays, lots of different emotions come with that, right? We know that for some people it's easier, for some people it's harder. And either way, at different points, there are stress, right? What other 2-minute technique would you offer people so that they could move through their stress through the holidays?
Oh goodness, what other 2-minute technique specifically for the holidays?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think maybe that what would be great for the holidays is to really see what area of your life you're focused in on. Because if you divide up those 6 areas of your life that we just talked about, in a perfect world, everything would be equal. But unfortunately, it's not equal. And so what we have in the book is, what are you focused in on? Are you focused heavily on your emotions? Are you focused heavily on your career? Are you focused on your spirituality, your health? Right? So what we do is allow you to see where you're focusing in so you can start working on those other sides. So that's one technique, but you have to read the book to get that one.
Well, and that's an actually, I love that though. That's great, because the holidays can be about really focusing on your emotion, or it can be about focusing on the to-do lists, or it can be focusing on the traditions. And depending on where that focus is, you're going to have a different experience of what the holidays bring, right? So I love that. That is, you know what, I think that is so great. It's such a good reminder for people to notice where their energy and their focus is, and how that is working for them. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, Sara, this has been such an absolutely incredible. I love it when I love it when my computer does this, just randomly decides to ding all over the place. And that's how we go with the name Perfectly Imperfect, right?
I thought so many people were like hitting you up right now because they're so excited for your big news too. So I don't know if you want to hear that, but
thank you. It's true. It is so true. Right before we hopped on to this podcast recording, I opened a package that held my book. The Trifecta of Joy is real. It is in my hands. I can't believe it's real. It's so exciting and exhilarating, and it's all coming together. It's just so exciting. And you know what? That you are launching a book and I am launching a book. It's just serendipitous beauty. I'm just really thrilled for you. This has been so beautiful. Sara, we are going to make sure everyone knows where to get your book. We're going to put the link in the show notes. My friend, this has been so wonderful. To our listeners, thank you for listening and joining Sara Nakamura and I, the Stress Expert, as we continue to explore all of life in its juiciness. Have a beautiful week, and we'll see you next week on the Trifecta of Joy. Mwah!
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.